known if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes, and some room to run now. Finding space at the 40, and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, it's Mahomes. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 44-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now here's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
They go back to the ground with Edwards-Helaire, and he gets it down to the 32. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit. Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
They'll go. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed 2. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Going quickly here to Thomas. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Young off the play fake. Caught by Trimble. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. To the 36-yard line. Stop there. The numbers for Sanders last week. 24 carries, 98 yards, and a score.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play, and I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams, because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And Charles, you think about this offense, it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench, just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams?
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Panthers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Defensively, they told us that the top priority was defending option plays this week, but here on the very first drive, the defense broke down a bit.
It certainly did, and it's really not a surprise because defending option football is difficult. You have to think too much. Most of the time, you just react to what you see and you play fast. Here you're reacting, you're processing. Do I have the back? Do I have the quarterback? Who do I take? Do I take on a blocker? And next thing you know, he's in the end zone.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And Carolina scores to cap it off. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
This taken in at the goal line.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive.
And this game, CD, some are calling it the game of the year. Others are saying, hey, this is the Super Bowl preview. And as we speak, these are the top seeds in each conference. How do you think these two teams approach this one internally?
And I think that we both subscribe to the theory that it is the game of the year so far, and it could be a Super Bowl preview. I know outwardly both teams are going to tell us, hey, it's 1 of 16. We're going to do what we do. Let's just go ahead and play our game. But I think we both know that internally, they're saying we've got to establish we're the team to beat in case we see them again.
Room here to run. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Here's Mahomes to throw. They'll roll him out right.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
Heck of a move, but only able to work his way down near the 23. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And it's caught. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Chase Claypool with touchdown number 12 on the year.
And the Chiefs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And we are tied at 7. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it was finished off by the Chase Claypool touchdown catch.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
That's a big conversion there on third down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
A first down throw for Young.
On the slant, complete to Michael Thomas.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And yeah, I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A great effort there. 37 yards.
And the Panthers have taken the lead.
That's one of those long drives where not only do you score, but you really tire out the defense, too.
That's a great point because now they've been on the field for a long time. Them going to the bench, trying to make adjustments, trying to figure things out, but they'll do so fatigued.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
Taking it about the 1.
The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here.
So officially now a 1,000-yard campaign for him, but I don't think he's going to take his foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's one of those thoughts, though, that creeps into your mind because there is a little mini celebration over on the sidelines. Everybody, hey, job well done, over 1,000 already. But guaranteed, as you noted, someone's jumped in that huddle and said, a lot more to be done, guys. Let's not, would you say, take your foot off the pedal? Let's not do that right now. But there is that possibility as people can get self-satisfied. The greats do not. We'll find out what he's made of.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. The Chiefs will try and get to the line quickly. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. He's got room past the 30. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now it's Mahomes again.
Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. On 2nd and inches, Mahomes. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 21. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. Mahomes now on 1st down. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Touchdown. Marquez Valdes-Scantling as the first half is winding down.
And the Chiefs have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Panther offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Young. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs will take over possession here up at the 44. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know. Looking ahead, and they get it.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So thanks to the late touchdown.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter.
This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Now a man open down the middle of the field. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now Sanders. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. And now they're in the area. They go play action. Young. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Panthers have broken our tie as they take the lead.
I know we often laugh and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And that's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now Mahomes. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you're looking for proof of his his speed. Next-gen stats shows that he was traveling just over 21 miles an hour there.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
He's in the midst of a brilliant campaign through his 40th touchdown pass of the year on that last drive as they start again here, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
It's Young on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way. As a quarterback on his back, usually can't complete a pass.
And this is going to be a Panthers 1st down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Young quickly to the flat. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
Come on, set.
From the shotgun, it's Young. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. The play fake. Now Young.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Here's Johnny Hacker now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Pulled in at the 24. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
As the offense reemerges, there's wide receiver Kadarius Toney leading him out.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
51 yards on the ground for him so far.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide...
Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd.
This one incomplete. Almost picked off by the rookie, but he couldn't quite look it in. And now it's 4th down. on as the punter. Johnston now as he sends this one away.
Taken in at the 11. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
On the set. Hurry, hurry.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, here's Young.
That's swung out wide to Sanders.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less.
But the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
On the ball. On the ball. Ready?
To throw again on 2nd down. Young. He finds his man, complete. That's Perry. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 38-yard line. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We're back now in KC. Even as we get ready to start the 4th. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
43 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Another run here with Sanders. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Throw left side complete. That's Thomas. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. It'll be a gain of 5. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Okay, Frank.
From down at first and 10. Looking to throw, Young. Middle of the field to Jefferson. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. It's their quarterback. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Panthers have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And they will take a 7-point lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Chiefs offense heads out. There's a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that number 1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that number 1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. And I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10.
Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Mahomes going to throw.
That went into the hands of Tony downfield.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 21. A very solid gain of 27. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's first and 10.
Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. This is caught. And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Chase Claypool
with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away.
Takes it at the 7. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 62 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Young. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sanders. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely. No matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
And he's going to be stopped at about the 37.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured chief on the field.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Ready?
Another run with Sanders. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over.
Yeah,
I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
Mahomes now to throw.
He's got Claypool.
7 yards there and a 1st down. Mahomes used to moving quickly in college, trying to get his guys to the line.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw there hauled in by Claypool.
The clock still runs. We're at 90 seconds now. Mahomes looking middle, and it's incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, and a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had, because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 41-yard line.
A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire.
They find some open field here. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun.
And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire.
And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it's capped off by the late touchdown. It's a 7-point lead here in the final minute of the game. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A fun, close ball game comes to an end.